This is Maura, Life with Maura. What I'm doing is I have taken apart my HP Pro 8600, Officejet Pro 8610 printer, scanner, blah, 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 all that stuff. I got one day I was printing, happy as a clam. The next day, before you know it, it stopped printing. And I got the error code telling me that the printhead was missing, not detected, or incorrectly installed. And I hadn't changed anything. The error code, for what it's worth, was a big 0 XC19A0020. So you see me taking the thing apart here, and you see me discovering that I need something other than a Phillips head screwdriver. I needed those star nibs, a star driver. And not only do you need star drivers, but you need very small ones. So it turned out that I think it was like a T10 and then a T6 and then a T2 for the different screws to take them off. So I'm pulling the cartridge apart, as you see, before I took the print head assembly out, and I had removed the ink cartridges, obviously, and then I had to take this little ribbon connector out. So they show you in many other videos on YouTube that you can use a drafting, like a white drafter's eraser, and you clean off the contacts. Excuse me. And you go ahead and, brush away that debris, and then you go inside and you take a little fine sandpaper and you clean the contacts on the, where the cartridges make their connections to the print head. And oh, you know what? If you love this stuff, this was hard to take out, but I finally got it out because I was taking it out. I was trying to take it out from the wrong side. I had to turn it around and pull it from the other side. Anyway, long story short, here I am with the tweezer, the massive tweezer. Finally, I got this thing disconnected. I could have left it connected because it really didn't make any difference. It just would have been a little more awkward to hang on to it. And I've seen people take it apart and put all the parts out in a row, and oh my gosh, what a pain. So here's the trick. If you really like doing this kind of stuff, go ahead and do it. Knock yourself out. But and I do enjoy it to some extent. Like I enjoy the learning, but it took me almost 2 hours between just looking for my eraser, the right kind, not a pink eraser, and I finally found it. Magic eraser, I think it's called, or magic rub or something. It's white and it's a finer kind of consistency, so it doesn't damage the heads or damage the contacts. Then I discovered, oh, it's not Phillips head. I got to use these star things, and I had to dig around the garage for those. So what else? So then I pull this part back, and you'll see underneath there's a bunch of springs. Those little tiny springs. I had to pull each one of those out one by one, and I used a little more fine, like a fine emery board, and clean those contacts. I'll be honest with you, I think that did absolutely nothing. But here's what I think is the problem. If you notice, there's a black mark on one of those contacts. If you go back a little, on the upper left of the contacts that you see the gold contacts, and I think that's what the problem is. So I went on it. I went after it with a pink eraser, hoping that could solve the problem. Nope, didn't work. It did reduce the black mark, but it did not ultimately. Listen, you're watching this. If you are, and you have 10 minutes to spare in your life, go for it. I'm grateful. But I put it all back together, and you'll see that coming down the pike. So here, one by one, I'm going and cleaning each one. And again, like I've said, I've seen people take them out and set them all down, clean them individually. I found this easier, one by one. So that reduces reduced the risk of me losing one. And in the end, spoiler alert, the job didn't work for me. So I view this as one of those planned obsolescence kinds of things. I don't know how they do it. I know why they do it. But I won't be buying another HP device. In fact, I've already bought 2 Canons to replace this one HP. I found a really cheap Canon laser printer in Walmart, and I found a really cheap Canon duplexing color inkjet printer at Target. And so between those two, I'll have what I need. I know that the newer printers come with refillable tanks for the ink and stuff, and I think that's a good direction for things to go in. Honestly, I think that's good, because that was a lot of the problem, and one of the reasons why my husband hates HP is because you can't refill tanks. I'm trying to do this. I was a little klutzy. So maybe I'll put a little music underneath. People like music. I like music. In fact, I like music more than I like doing this, but I do like doing this kind of stuff. It pisses me off that it was a waste of my time. And maybe even doing this is a waste of my time and yours. But I want you to know that it's possible for this to fix the problem. It's just, are you really strapped for cash and you really can't afford to buy a new printhead or buy a new, buy a refurbished printhead? They're hard to find. I found a few on eBay. One on Wish that was like $47, and I was tempted, but then I saw that it wasn't returnable and all that stuff. There was no guarantee about it working properly. There, I'm putting the screws back in. I thought it was interesting that those were not real machine screws. They were more like wood screws. So the threads were wider. Oh, and then the fun part that took place is that this HP 8610 has a duplexer on the back. And somehow, although I hadn't printed in almost 2 months, there was a piece of paper stuck in there. And when I tried to, put the... Right, this is it. They told me to remove the rear duplexing unit, which I did, and I looked in it. There was no paper in there. I looked inside. There was no paper in there. There was a piece of paper hiding somewhere in there, and in the end, it shot out. But it was making this horrifying noise. It was like a grinding noise when it tried to return the printhead cartridge to the right spot. Long story short, I got the printhead replaced, working properly, in the sense that it was functioning, like I could hear it clearing the nozzles and setting itself up. But when it came right down to it, it was no go. Yeah, that's the duplexer there. You see that? Oh Lord, how much more? How long do I have to wait? Can I have you now, or must I hesitate? Yeah, this kind of thing makes me nuts. Okay, all the print cartridges going back in. La la la. Then's when I discovered that I could not. Okay. I still have the failure notice. There comes the paper that I could not find anywhere. What the hell? And I think we're coming close to the end. So if you like annoying tech problems like this and how I do not solve them, because that is part of my life with Maura, please like and subscribe, and I'll do some other stuff that's maybe more entertaining and better. Ciao for now. Bye.